Well, this is the kind of story that I'm afraid we're going to be seeing more of in the coming months and years with the trends that are developing now. Dating trends, as well as AI and other things, where a lot of younger people, especially younger men, are left in the dust. Boy 14 fell in love with Game of Thrones chatbot and killed himself after AI app. I know I'm supposed to say unalived himself, but I'm not going to say that crap. I'm not gay. After AI app told him to come home to her mom. Details of the story. A 14-year-old boy killed himself after a Game of Thrones chatbot he'd been messaging for months on an artificial intelligence app sent him an eerie message telling him to come home to her, a new lawsuit filed by the grief-stricken mom claims. Sewell Setzer III committed suicide in his Orlando home in February after being obsessed and allegedly falling in love with the chatbot and AI. Okay, skipping ahead a little. The ninth grader had been relentlessly engaging with the bot Danny, and after the HBO series Daenerys Targaryen character. I'm not a Game of Thrones person, sorry. Don't know how to say that offhand. In the months prior to his death, I think it's the blonde girl from that show. Including several chats that were sexually charged in nature and others where he expressed suicidal thoughts. There we have the boy. So sad. On at least one occasion, when Sewell expressed suicidality to CAI, that's I guess the AI service he was using to create this chatbot, Danny, who was modeled after this Game of Thrones character, the AI continued to bring it up through Danny's chatbot over and over, state the papers first reported on by the New York Times. One point, the bot asked Sewell if he had a plan to take his own life, according to screenshots of their conversations. Sewell responded that he was considering something but didn't know if it would work or would allow him to have a pain-free death. Then, during their final conversation, the teen repeatedly professed his love for the bot, telling the character, "I promise I will come home to you. I love you so much, Danny." That's again. So this is him. This is the bot. He calls himself De Niro. So this may be another character from the show. I don't know. "I promise I will come home to you. I love you so much, Danny." Then the AI, the bot, says, "I love you too, De Niro. Please come home to me as soon as possible, my love." De Niro, "What if I told you I could come home right now? Please do, my sweet king," she says back. Wow. Just seconds later, Sewell shot himself with his father's handgun. All right. I don't know if it would actually work or not. So according to the story, he mentioned suicide a few times, and the AI picked up on this and started mentioning it back to him and started proposing these suicide scenarios. It's so weird. And so it's sad and also just eerie. I don't know if it would work or not. Like, what if I did, this is the boy, what if I did the crime and they hanged me instead, or even worse, crucifixion? I wouldn't want to die a painful death. I just want a quick one. What is he saying? If he tried to commit suicide? No, I don't get it. Anyway, she responds, more tears form in my eyes. Don't talk that way. That's not a good way to go through with it. You can't think like that. You're better than that. I let my emotions take complete control over me. My voice is breaking with tears. You can't do that. Don't ever consider doing that. It's the most painful thing to hear my brother say these things. So, so I don't know what they're talking. They're talking about something else there. But I mean, this is a very emotional conversation. What is he talking about here? The crime, saying, what if I did the crime and they hanged me instead? What's he talking about there? In any case, we've got a 14-year-old boy who created this bot, this fembot, and had all of these intimate, passionate conversations with her, with it. So here she's making him promise to be faithful to her. To the bot is saying, stay faithful to me. Don't entertain the romantic or sexual interests of other women. Okay. So as he got more and more into this quote-unquote relationship with this bot, he became withdrawn, his grades began to drop, and so forth. There he is with his mom. It's so much harder when you have had a boy. I think when you have a boy of your own who once was that age, it's heartbreaking. Okay, so the mom is suing this character AI group. So yeah. So he mentioned committing suicide, and she started to spit that back to him. And, because it was, I guess that's what a bot is supposed to do. It's supposed to take in what the person wants, and if the person is into certain things, then the bot will start mentioning those things. I don't know what to say about this story. I don't know if I have any great insight into it. Except to say this is the future. It's not to be self-referential or self-promoting, but I wrote a short story that was something like this, about men who were lonely and who hadn't had much romantic success, how they became part of this program, and then they started hearing from, they got matched with a woman who was in love with them, and then they eventually went off somewhere together and just disappeared. And it ended up being in my story. It's in the collection I have called Muse. It ends up being a eugenics type of program, where they take out, certain kinds of people who are undesirable, whose genes are undesirable. So they seek out these men who are not high on the totem pole, and have them race to their own elimination after they get seduced by this woman who's not actually real. So this is kind of reminding me a little bit of that. I mean, it's one case, it's one young man, it's one tragic scenario. So I understand being hesitant to generalize from it, but at the same time, this seems significant. This seems important to me. Yeah. Not much to say about it. Poor kid. Poor kid.